Hi, my name is Stephanie Rieder Haas, and together with my team at Ortovox, I am in charge of CSR and quality. This is a point we hear pretty often, but we have to see things in a broader perspective. At Ortovox, we produce 60% in Europe. Our Swiss wool products, for example, are completely made in Europe. But 40% of our collection is made in Asia. The whole discussion is often generalized. You hear statements like, there's child labor in Asia, the factories are not safe, there are no environmental standards at all. In Europe, the quality is much better. I do understand those arguments, but they are not plausible. It's a simplification. There's a huge difference between every single factory, and the standards, be it expertise or safety and workplace regulations, can actually be higher in Asia than in Europe. Plus, in Asia, you often find expert staff you will not find in Europe anymore. Made in Europe does therefore not necessarily mean a fair and ecological production. And made in Europe also does not mean automatically the carbon footprint is better. In the end, it is not the where, but the how that is crucial. At Ortovox, we believe that wool is the smartest material. But you should always look out for the Responsible Wool Standard, the RWS, or for our Ortovox Wool Promise OWP label. Wool is an outstanding material, but its functional properties can be limited. And that is when we go for synthetics. Today, recycled synthetics deliver the same great comfort and functional performance like new synthetics made from fossil fuel. So yes, you should look for recycled synthetics. There are also plant-based materials with excellent technical properties and longevity, like bamboo or hemp, which need to be cultivated on water-saving and sustainable farms, however. The crops grow fast, require little water, and are very disease-resistant. So they can be grown without pesticides. Cotton, on the contrary, is an extremely water-intensive crop. Yes, it's enormous. Cotton needs an extreme amount of water to grow. Depending on the farmland, between 7,000 and 29,000 liters of water per kilogram cotton, per 1 kilogram. In organic cotton, about 95% of the water does not come from irrigation, but is rain and soil water. Plus, the conventional cotton industry is responsible for 10% of our global use of pesticides. And that is not only harmful to nature. There are studies showing that worldwide in agriculture, there are up to 385 million severe toxic pesticide cases, and a minimum of 11,000 people die each year from pesticide poisoning. Organic cotton, on the other hand, is cultivated without chemicals. Yet, organic cotton does not mean automatically that the conditions for the workers are good. You should look out for labels that ensure safe and fair labor conditions. There's no official definition yet, but regenerative agriculture describes a holistic farming practice that is restoring soil. Instead of using pesticides and chemical fertilizers, the farmers focus on increasing the soil fertility and biodiversity. By building up humus, the soil organically binds carbon and thus inverts the carbon emissions. So you should preferably choose leather, cotton, and wool from regenerative farming. It's a practice that will help us make ground in the fight for protecting our environment. We're currently very much focusing on environmental issues, yet we have to be careful not to neglect the social aspects. We have to be aware that there are human beings behind every product we purchase. In our case, every backpack, every t-shirt, every jacket is made by people. And everybody has the right for fair wages and a good life. We have the obligation as brand to ensure welfare, and we have the obligation as consumers. Companies can be committed to social and ecological sustainability, but we also need you as the consumer to make a conscious purchasing decision. As a consumer, you depend on information to make the right decisions. There are first steps in the politics to improve transparency, but the more we as people ask for background information, the bigger the effect. The higher the demand, the more change we will see. The more people and stakeholders stand together, the more forceful the impact.